Well, get your paints ready. We are going to paint some birds. These are going to be some simple and some fun birds. They're going to have some long legs. Let's take a look at these right there. And we have another one. And his legs have to be a lot longer because look at, they're under the water. So long legs is our theme. Even though these two birds and the bird that you see next don't have color, we're going to make sure they are colorful. This bird you see around near us. These two sets of birds, these are ducks. These are very colorful, so we kind of want to emulate them or copy them. And then this is our last Brushelbush bird with a big, huge red head. Very pretty. So paints are ready. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start making our birds. So I need water. I do need a straw. I happen to have a metal straw. Your water, paintbrush, paints. I do have markers, but that is going to be for later on, and my decorations. So I'm going to start off with one color. I cleaned off the top of my palette, and I kind of want to fill this up with one color. So I'm going to put some water in here so that way I can get that really watery. I'm going to wipe my brush off a little. And now I'm going to go into my purple. And you see, just by adding water, now I've kind of got that all filled up. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit more water in, and then a little bit more. So it's nice and saturated. Saturated means it's really thick. All right, so now what I'm going to do, and it's going to be a little upside down so that way you can see it. So I'm going to start my bird's bodies up here, and with my straw, I'm going to blow, and you can see how those legs are going to take off. I will tilt it a tiny bit too. I'm going to move my paints over so that way they're out of my way. I'm going to probably do like 5 or 6 birds. A couple purple, a couple of different colors. So what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to paint my bird's body. So I got it into a circle. And I'm going to fill it up a little. Make sure there's lots of paint in that circle. And then this is the trick, and this is how you get it to go the direction you want. So I want 2 long legs. So what I want to do is I want to start a little leg here and a little leg there. And then I'm going to take my paper very gently, lift it up a little bit, and I'm going to blow with my straw. So see how the leg takes off? And you see there's one leg. Now I need to fill up the circle again. It's going to go out that leg, I hope. Let's see. So if I get the paint over there. There's 2 legs. All right, let's do another bird. So again, paint your circle, fill it up. So we do one up, one down. I'll put a little bit more purple in there, get it darker. Okay, and then remember, I've got to do a little line where I want legs to begin. And that way it will go out the direction that I make it go. You ready? Ooh, that one worked much better. Okay, let's try a different color. Do one more, show you. Again, I'm gonna fill up a spot on my palette. It's a little purple, but that's okay. Why don't I do some red, since red and purple can go together. So now I'm gonna get my brush all loaded up with some red. I'm gonna keep on loading it up until I think it's really good and dark. All right, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so again, I'm gonna make a circle. I'll get a red bird over here so that way they don't mix up just yet. I might get a few of them mixed up. So I got my circle painted. And now I'm going to start my leg a little bit there. I'm going to start a leg right here. And let's blow and see what happens. Oops, they got together. That's okay, I'm going to leave it like that. I think it's kind of cool. We'll see how they go together. Oh, excuse the dog. He's found something to bark at. So, took care of my dog. Now I'm back. So I did a couple more, and I wanted to show you a mistake that happened, which is fine. Sometimes mistakes, you got to figure out how to fix things when you make a mistake. So my mistake was when I went and did my yellow, you can see how a third leg came out. So I decided to put a dot at the end, and I'm actually going to make it look like its head. So it's going to be a different kind of bird than these guys. So before I do anything else, I have to let this dry completely. So we'll shut off the camera for a few minutes, let it dry, and then we'll be back to finish it up. Okay, so I have my birds. If you remember, we started off this way. This is them upside down. So now I've got to turn them over and begin to add all of the details to them. So I've turned them around. I'm going to use markers today. Because I think markers are nice and bright and they'll have fun. I might do my background. Might make that with color pencils. So what I think I'll start off with is, I think maybe just some simple beaks. Maybe they're all in water. Maybe this one's trying to fly off. I can put some wings on this one. Remember these guys, I made a little bit of mistake and I tried to turn it into something. So now these are gonna be different birds. They're gonna have some long necks and some heads coming out and maybe looking into the water for some fish. Okay, so here are my birds. I've put on some beaks. I'm gonna zoom in just a tiny bit. So I've put on some beaks. I put on just, all they are triangles. Down below, I went ahead and just made circles for their feet. Little dots for their eyes. I made one with big eyes, a couple big beaks too. You can, and I did everything with markers. Now my bottom, I'm gonna color in with my water. Maybe I can put some fish down there, that maybe they're looking for the fish. And I'm gonna use a couple different blues. And I'm just doing like a little bit of a scribble because we're gonna make it look like water. And you can even color a little bit over. Don't color too hard, because that way the purple, you won't lose the purple color. You might lose a little bit, but it will also look like the water's on top of them. So there's one blue. I got a nice light blue. I'm gonna color in almost purple periwinkle. So there's some blue. So my birds are in the foreground. So I've got my blue, I've got my birds. Ooh, this one was flying away, so I might have to give him some flight back there. I'm also going to go ahead and start thinking about maybe more background. So maybe right here is where the land is, behind them. And maybe I can have a nice big palm tree, because they're very tropical, fun birds. So I've got my palm tree going up in the back. I've got my land back here. He looks like he's half on the sand, half in the water. So all it is just the simple little tiny pieces put together. I'm gonna finish this off camera and then I'll come back. Okay, so here's my final. Here's all my birds all in the water. They're looking for some fish. I didn't get to add any fish yet. Put a palm tree in the back, colored it all in so it pops out a little bit more so you can see. There. Awesome. All right, so hope you guys liked it. Hope you got something from it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.